Om Shanti, and a very warm welcome to all of you. जिसको भी ये सेशन हिंदी में सुनना है तो ज़ूम में इंटरप्रिटेशन ऑप्शन में हिंदी लैंग्वेज सिलेक्ट कर सकते हैं. So today's topic is very beautiful, and the topic is the art of building healthy relationships. Let me start with a question. Is there anyone who doesn't have a relationship? Everyone does, right? Isn't it? And so, relationship is, I think, the key factor to experience happiness in life, to experience joy in life, isn't it? And we believe and we understand that when we come together, then there is love, there is joy, there is harmony, right? And for that purpose, I think, with that hope and with that elevated feeling, we connect, we come into relationships, isn't it? But the reality is something different, right? Sometimes relationships creates conflict, make you feel sad or feel sorrowful, right? And so why it is that, right? The intention of each and every individual is to experience peace, love, happiness, right? Isn't it? Then in relationship also I should be feeling the same. And then what is that which we are doing something wrong, or we are misunderstanding it, which creates obstacle or conflict, or I would say anger, or it could be resentment in relationship. What is that it is making me feel bad, right? So relationships, how many types of relationship we have? There are mainly 3 types of relationships, okay? One is relationship with the self, okay? And what is relationship with the self? Relationship with self is how I see myself, how I think about myself, what is my attitude towards myself, isn't it? And the way to understand relationship of the self is on the basis of 3 things: self-respect, self-esteem, and self-confidence. So ask this question to yourself. Do I respect myself? Do I have self-respect? Right? And on what basis, on what grounds I am able to have self-respect? Because valuing yourself will help you to have a self-respect, right? Do I really know myself? If I know my real self, then it is very easy to have self-respect. But then sometimes we don't feel that respect towards the self. In what kind of situations? maybe I meet a failure, right? Then I don't see myself as worthy as I should be, right? Sometimes it is could be what happens into your life and you feel that you are unlucky, you are not worthy, right? So there are many different ways many times I don't respect myself. Right? Something goes wrong and then I give up on myself, right? So you will find that when I lose self-respect, basically what I do is I lose hope in myself, isn't it? If you have respect for yourself, then you are hopeful that, okay, maybe this didn't work. I will work with this. Maybe I will try this. Right? So self-respect is really, really important. The second is self-esteem, valuing myself. And what is self-esteem? Self-esteem is whatever value I have, I hold on to it. I see it and I time to time implement it or put it into practice. That is what is self-esteem. Self-esteem is also self-worth, right? Looking at yourself, how I did in a situation, you will have that, oh, I did much better. That will create self-worth, isn't it? So knowing your specialities will have self-worth, self-esteem. And putting your values, your qualities, your abilities into action brings self-confidence. Okay, then you are confident that, yeah, I did it last time also, I can do it this time also. So it comes from practicing what I believe in myself, right? So it is very important. The most most important relationship is relationship with the self. And when I have a right relationship with my own self, then only I will have right relationship with others. Right? Nowadays you will find that in relationship people are not honest. They lie. For small things they will lie. Right? Because you think that, oh, relationship is where everything I have to be always available, I have to always say yes. Right? And then because of that pressure, what will happen is I may not be able to do it, or I'm not capable of doing it, but still I will say yes. That will create tension, that will create force. And when you are forced to do something, it is very unpleasant. And what I do is when I put myself into a situation where there is force, then what happens? You are reluctant to do it, you are unhappy about it, and so you are doing it forcefully. And when you do it forcefully, what happens? How is your mental state? Have you noticed that? When imagine things which you don't like and you have to do it. We do it with heavy face, right? Isn't it? Or we feel burdened at that time, and that's how we do it, right? And whoever has given the task, maybe you will have a lot of bad feelings about that individual, that person has put me into this situation or condition, or forcing me to do this, isn't it? So there are a lot of negative thoughts which are created in my mind unnecessarily because I am put up to a situation, right? And these lies create a lot of complications in relationship, right? if you stay honest with yourself, if you stay honest with others, it becomes easier, right? Sometimes you cannot do it, you can say no, but say it with good feelings, right? Right? Not saying no, but how do you say no, right? So if you have right feelings for the other person, then what you will do? You will say no in a way which initially, momentarily, they may not like to hear, but they will accept it later on, isn't it? But what happens is sometimes because we think, oh, I have to do it, and we do it with pressure, we have now negative thoughts. And what happens is, do you know, in relationship, what plays a very important role is your words, your behavior, isn't it? But there is something even more powerful than words and than your behavior is how you think about the other individual, right? And that is why you find relationships becomes very complicated when through words you are talking very sweetly, like, or you are saying something which other persons like, but internally you have ill feelings. Internally, you are cursing that person, right? Then what will happen? Then you are sending a mixed message. You have a negative feeling, but then you are saying something positive, right? So what do you think? Does it reach to another individual? The person for whom I am thinking about, will that person know that or not? We think that, oh, we just have to say nice things, they will not know it. But let me tell you that your thoughts, your feelings reach even much more faster to them than your words. Words you speak, and then they will interpret, they will understand, and then they will know what you are sharing, right? But feelings, the moment you create, even though they are far away, but those feelings are reaching to the individual, right? And that is why we have this, and it happens, it's very, very practical, right? The example could be a telepathy, right? If you remember someone who is very dear to your heart, and you are thinking about that individual, and sometimes you will find that they call you, right? And many times what we say, oh, I was thinking about you, I was thinking about to call you, and you called, right? What has happened? Whatever I was thinking about that individual, and that person received that feeling, that good feeling, and that person has called me, isn't it? So it can work in the other scenarios also, right? So when I have illful thinking, and if I am holding that, then what happens? Then it will definitely reach. Like, say, for example, sometimes the relationships are of very old relationships, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 25 years, maybe 50 years, right? But in relationship, something would have not gone right, or someone did something really not good to me. What happens? Many times we hold on to those feelings, even though the relationship goes on, right? But you still have that guilt. You still am holding those sorrowful feelings. Then what happens? Even when you are having a relationship, sometimes these illful feelings are also mixed. Okay? And that is why the relationship which can give me peace and happiness and love and harmony and unity should give that uplifting feeling, I'm not feeling, right? And that is why what we should do is that, okay, whatever has happened, whatever my relationship was with you, or maybe some mistakes I have done, some mistakes they have done, whatever that is, what I have to do is have a determined thought that now onwards I am not going to bring back the past experiences into my relationship. What will happen? Because whatever has happened, you cannot change it. Right? Then why to make it more complicated? And many times people try to resolve issues, right? That, okay, we will do, both of us sit together and try to resolve the issues, whatever we have. And then what happens? Both of them will come together and then they will share all the things, whatever has happened. What will happen? It will worsen the situation. And many times, that kind of meetings, people will say, okay, I'm never going to talk to this person now. Because sometimes these things will open up the bruise, open up the wounds which you had for many, many years, right? So instead of that, the best thing is you can heal these relationships just by coming to a conclusion that I'm not going to think about all the bad past, bad experiences in relationship. And I will try to start a new relationship with the same individual. New relationship means with new feelings, with new hope, and not holding those things, right? Because when you do that, you yourself will feel good, right? Otherwise, those past memories will deplete your energy, will drain your energy. And then how hard you try with that relationship, it doesn't work. And that is why we think that, oh, it is very difficult to cope up with this individual. Why? Because of those bad memories which I am still holding on. I have to let it go. Okay, now I have become a more mature person. I know what mistakes I have done, or I am now more mature. I understand where they came from, and it's okay, right? I have to let go. And when you let go, then you are making your mind clear. And then with that clean mind, clean intellect, and pure feelings, when you connect again, then you will experience newness in that relationship, right? And sometimes someone may do the same thing again and again. Maybe it is their habit. Then what I do is I try to protect myself from those things, knowing that they are like that, right? Many times you will find in blood relations, you know their nature, but what you do is you accept them, whatever they are. But you know that they have many other good qualities. So what you do is look at their good qualities and continue to stay with them, right? And when you know that this is not right, you don't pay attention to that, so that you are not concerned, you are not worried about it, isn't it? So I have to build that relationship, right? And if my feelings are positive, you will find that the things will change, the relationship will grow. It will create a very good bond, right? And it is not that both the sides, like it is said that, right, that clap happens with two hands, right? But if I want to change, one person is enough, right? It is like a clap, right? If another hand doesn't cooperate in clapping or in joining the hand, there is no clap, right? Isn't it? So in the same way, if you don't get into that, right, when someone becomes negative, if I don't become negative, then what happens? Then there won't be any argument, there is no conflict, right? So I can, if there is a fire, right, you cannot put kerosene, right? You cannot put diesel, you cannot put gasoline. What you have to put is water, right? So I don't cooperate in those things, and that will make and this is my contribution to relationship, right? And when I do positive contributions to my relationship, what happens is you feel good that I did right thing. I didn't aggravate someone. I didn't put gasoline into a conflict, right? So I try to resolve it, right? So this is what I need to work on. And when you are honest with yourself, then you can very easily work with yourself, right? So be honest, be transparent. And honest means being transparent with yourself inside out, right? And when you will find that if you are not same, right, inside out, what happens, right? You have to put another face. And when you put a wrong face, what happens? It becomes very, very difficult, right? It is very confusing, right? What to say and what not to say, how they will process, what they will interpret, so many things. But if you are inside out clean, you don't have to really think about, right? You say whatever that is. And that is the way to build a healthy relationship, okay? There are two more things which I want to cover in this. So this is one thing. And then the other thing which I want to tell you is the second type of relationship is the relationship with the divine, okay? That divine is an unlimited resource of peace and love and happiness, right? And whatever I am looking for, whatever are my needs, right? When I am able to connect to that divine, my needs are fulfilled, right? And when my needs are fulfilled, then I am full, I am happy, I am content, right? And so it is very important. What we do is we try to go horizontally. We try to maintain good relationship with everyone. But what I have to do is, one is I have to maintain a good relationship with my own self. And then the second step is to maintain a relationship with the divine. One who is ocean of peace, ocean of happiness, ocean of love. Whose resources are unlimited, infinite. And when I develop that relationship, then all my needs are automatically gets fulfilled. And when I am content, when I am happy, then the way I will come into interaction with human beings, then I will be very easily be able to come into relationship, because now I am happy, I am content, I am peaceful, right? Because many times what happens, another one of the main reason why the relationship becomes more complicated is because there are a lot of expectations, right? I come from work and I have expectation from the family that they will do this for me and that they will do this for me. And when I go home and I find out that they have some expectation from me, right? And my expectations are not met, what will happen, right? So that is why there is some clashes, some conflicts, some confusions because of the expectations, right? And when I am empty, right, and others are empty, what will happen? Then there is no harmony, right? And so it is very important to have a relationship with the divine so that I am able to take care of myself completely. And when I am able to take care of myself, then I come into these physical relationships. It will become very easy to to move along. Because in relationship many things come, right? You need little bit of patience, you need power to let go, you need power to tolerate. There are many things which you require. And so I have to be little bit more understanding, more mature. And that ability comes when I'm able to connect with the divine. Okay? And the last thing, which is again very, very important and which will work, which has worked with me, is that in relationship when we come, we always think that what this relationship will offer me, or we think that what I will benefit it from, right? From this relationship, right? So when in relationship, if I am seeking something, right? If I am want to receive from people, then you will find that many times you will be unhappy, right? So in relationship when you come into relationship to give, not to receive. Okay? You give. The more you give, the more you receive automatically. Okay? And this is the spiritual law, right? Whatever you give peace, you will receive peace. You give cooperation, you will receive cooperation. You give love in relationship, you receive love in relationship. When you give, you receive automatically. You don't have to ask. Right? So understand this in relationship, that you are always in relationship to give. And when you give, you have an upper hand. When you give, you feel good. Right? So never expect to receive or when I will receive. Right? Give. And that is the law of universe. Whatever you give out to the world, you are going to get it back. Right? So work with this principle. So even though there is injustice in relationship, even though you will find that in the relationship is not that well, right? That I am the one who has to tolerate it, I am the one who has to let go it, I am the one who has to understand it. It's okay. Life is because you are at advantage, and that is why people are trying to take advantage. So it's okay. You will become more mature, you will become more understanding, you will become more tolerant. So if things like that happens, think that, oh, I am a giver and I have to give. Don't feel that, oh, this one, I have done so much for that individual and I have not received anything from that individual. Don't think like that and become miser. Okay? And don't be disheartened by it. It's okay. Right? But if I can help, if I can cooperate with them, if I can share my love, do that. Because you will feel good for yourself. Right? It's a very broad topic, but I covered few things which will be important. And I think the third type of relationship is again relationship with nature. Right? And nature is also, the body is also part of nature. So I have to respect my body, I have to respect nature, I have to respect 5 elements. The more I respect nature, the more I will receive respect too. Right? So these are the 3 relationships. And these are very critical relationships, right? Relationship with the self, relationship with God, relationship with nature, and relationship with human souls. So that is a third level of relationship. If first 2 are right, relationship with the self and relationship to God, the divine, then the third will automatically become right. I need to have patience, I have to work with my specialities, but it is going to work. Okay. So it's time for meditation. So let's go within, connect with our real self, and connect to the divine so that I am full with my values, my qualities. And when I will be full, then I will be able to take care of the relationships or the responsibilities which I have in relationships. So sit comfortably. Few things to take care of. First is sit straight. Keep your arms position in relaxed way. Take some support, and make sure your feet are grounded. For few moments, let me be on my inner journey. Life is so big, and I have gone through many experiences of life. And who is on this journey is me, the light, the soul. Focus on your center of the forehead. The soul, the living energy resides there. And so visualize a divine point of light sparkling on the forehead. I am light. I am peaceful. This is my true identity, my real identity. I am an energy. I have the energy to think, relate, analyze, and experience. Being aware about the true self brings peace. When I go within, I become calm. I am a peaceful, loveful energy. Feel the peace, feel the love. I love myself. Loving myself is accepting myself as I am. when I see myself with love and respect, I see the worth. I have self-esteem. Knowing my speciality, my value, I am hopeful and confident. There is this hope to use my speciality to make my life better. Having a right relationship with the self is having belief in my own self. Continue to visualize I am light. I am peaceful. I am loveful. I am also aware that I have an eternal relationship with the Divine. This relationship is ongoing. And the God, the Divine, is also a point of light, but is unlimited in divine virtues and powers. Visualize a divine point of energy up above me. This divine energy is all resourceful. And by connecting to the Divine, I experience all the divine virtues and powers. And through this divine relationship, I, the soul, the light, is being nurtured. I am receiving constant and unlimited love and peace from Divine. God's divine energy is healing the soul. God's loving energy caresses the soul. In the company of the divine, I feel worthy and fortunate. In His divine company, I feel fulfilled. Feel that God is like an ocean, and His waves of love and peace are reaching to me, the soul, the energy. There is constant and profound experience of peace and love from the divine. Having this beautiful and wonderful experience, now I am ready to come into relationships with other human souls. And now I know that in relationship I have to offer myself. I will never bring any past experiences now on. And begin a new journey in developing and maintaining relationships. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. If you have any questions, you can write it in chat window. If something which I have not covered or you need to me to shed a light on it. Does anyone have any question?
I have a question.
Sure.
If we leave the matter alone, let it go, and pray to the God and let it be healed by itself, I don't know whether it will work.
Yeah, means here letting go doesn't mean that you leave the things as it is, but you come to an understanding, you come to an compromise with yourself that this was negative, this was hurting me, this was creating problems to me, to my life, to my health, whatever that is, coming to an understanding and letting it go. Right? And then take whatever you are looking for in that relationship, whatever you are looking for, try to experience that with the divine so that you can be healed by it. And then once you have it, then what happens? Then it really doesn't matter, right?
How the other person will know that it's hurting me and I'm hurt?
If it is hurting me, other person, you want other person to know that it is being getting hurt, then yeah, share it. Share with them that see you do this, and this is what is happening to me. I am not taking in this way. Do you have any clarification? Do you think that this is something not right? And can you help me? Can you cooperate with me? You can ask that. And if that is not happening, then the only option which you have is the first option. Right?
Thank you very much. It was very important and nice.
Yeah. Yes, it is good to share, right? So that's where honesty comes, right? That if you share, then at least maybe that person is not knowing. Sometimes that also happens, right? You are getting hurt by it, that person doesn't know. That person thinks, oh, I did not do anything like that. But once you make them understand, and if you are on the same level, right, in terms of understanding, then they will say, oh, I am really sorry, I didn't mean it, and I will not do it now onwards. So it can happen like that, but it can happen in the other way also. Person may say, oh, I have not done it. That was not my intention. So then I have to take it in a different way, because now you hear something else. You have already wounds are there, and then someone says something else, then it can do it. But then, yeah, you can always manage yourself, always take care of those things. When you speak to yourself, right, real self, with respect, dignity, then you can sort out any matters. It will not create more hurt or more wounds. It is the wrong kind of thinking, our wrong attitude towards the thing which creates unhealthiness. Okay?
Thank you very much. Om Shanti.
Okay. Anyone has anything else? Because it's a very big topic, right? And each and every individual the experiences of relationship is also very different, right? Okay, with this we conclude here. Okay, I hope you learned something new, you want to experiment something. Yeah, sure. Yeah, now you can click on it to unmute and then share. Can you do that? Click, ask again. Okay. Thank you very much for
Thank
coming,
you.
and come back next Tuesday for another session. Okay. Thank
Om
you and have a
Shanti
good night.
Bhai. Thank you.
Om Shanti.
Shanti.